Hey, well, go on Sports Club family. Thanks for joining us again. Hey, this is our game. This is our culture. This is our globe, Sports Globe. And that was it. Hey, listen, let's go. Another video. This is what we want to talk about today. We saw the video with the Patrick Ewing situation. And I just want to talk about it a little bit. Patrick Ewing, in a video recently on a podcast talking about if he was still in Jamaica, he would have been either dead or end up in prison. That kind of disturbed me a little bit, as a sportsman, from coming from a sportsman, a legend at that, a Jamaican, Patrick Ewing. Of course, he had played for the Knicks back in the day, that we watched back in the 80s and thing coming up, revered him. And of course, NBA All-Star, all of them kind of accolades there. Man is a real legend, but but he have Jamaican, not connection, he has Jamaican background because when I connected him, connected. People are going like no matter about you're connected, they have connection. They have connection when you're born somewhere else and you have family, that's connection. But when you're born in Jamaica, you spend some of your formative years in Jamaica. It means you're a real Jamaican man, you're a really hard man. So here the thing is, you can't be saying, if you didn't live in Jamaica, you'd end up in a prison or dead. All the legends come from Jamaica. Now end up in a prison and dead. Bob Marley come from Jamaica. Never end up in a prison. Never dead. The great Usain Bolt come from Jamaica. Never end up in a prison. Never dead. The great Courtney Walsh come from Jamaica. Never end up in a prison.
This episode is sponsored by J&J Garage. Top quality, cheap prices.
Garage, we do excellent brakes and clutch repair. Pressure plates, flywheels, disc brake pad, brake shoes, clutches. Any job you have, cars, vans, jeeps, buses, trucks, and tractors. Just call J&J Garage, 1-876-408-3836, 887-7504 for all your pickup and delivery service throughout the 14 parishes.
No dead. Shelley and Fraser never end up in a prison. No dead. Yeah? And the list go on and on and on and on and on. Name the musician, name the sports legends, come from out of Jamaica. And has been a prison and dead. So the youth them in Jamaica is not about in crime. Jamaica is not a crime-riddled country, and it's not worse than nowhere else in the United States, either, Mr. Ewing. Jamaica, sometimes if you even look upon it based on numbers, really and truly, because people say, boy, Jamaica have a high crime rate. But in New York and wherever in the United States, the crime rate is high too. It's just that people don't talk about it them kind of way because that's the US, But them have seriously high crime rate just the same like Jamaica too, because when you're there them place, you have to watch your pocket, you have to watch your chain, you have to watch everything too. Same way in Canada, them have people that kick off people door and go in from people and rob people. Same way, so nothing different. The youth, them are the youth, them everywhere in the world, The youth, them are the youth. So coming from a legend like you can't use that to say, you can't say that. Say if it was in Jamaica, you must talk about the good times. When I said bad things not going on, bad things go on everywhere. But you must talk about exactly how you was raised. I'm sure say parents them did raise you good. I'm sure say parents them never in a gang. So I can't that you say. To say boy, you'd end up in a crime if you was in Jamaica. That can't be the case. Because look how much we live in Jamaica. 3 million people live in Jamaica, how much people in a jail? Or how much youth in a jail? More youth are do good than anything else, man. I impact the world too. Both in sports, music, academics. Lots of Jamaicans are excel academically and live same place in Jamaica. Lots of youth are academic in sports and live same place in Jamaica. Shelley and Fraser come from a underprivileged community. Usain Bolt come from down the country, underprivileged community. Chris Gayle come from underprivileged community. The great Michael Walden, those players come from underprivileged community. Watch and the list goes on and on. Beanie Man come from underprivileged community.
Hey everyone, check out this bump-free spray. It stops the grown hair to show you just one spray. It's that easy. No bumps, no irritation, just smooth skin. Get yours today.
Buju, you name it. All of them people there. And most of the sports people them that are legend are coming from out of Jamaica. Come from underprivileged community. And I want to tell you so too. A lot of business people when you say right now. Some of them, a lot of them come from underprivileged community. Nobody can you see them out there now and do them thing and all of that. A lot of them come from, you know, tough background or tough situations. But guess what? That don't make them end up a prison or end up dead. It make them better. So maybe you need to talk about your family structure, how good that was. Based on your family background, we don't know it. But you can talk about it more. You know, but me sure say, if you did it in Jamaica, you end up in a prison or end up dead. Why you think that you'd get in a crime? Or why you think that when you go to the US, you was not able to get in a crime, but if you think that the guy in Jamaica, you don't get in a crime. That's not fair, man. That's not fair at all, Mr. Ewing. Come on. We could talk about Jamaica up against any state in the US. I'm sure we can find the crime rate pretty much, if not the same or worse sometimes. And some of the things that are going on in some of them states, they in the US. That thing not even happening in Jamaica. Yeah? And we have more tougher financial situation in Jamaica than in the US. So in the US, them should not commit no crime none at all because them have lots of government support and a lot of things. So it shouldn't be. So, you know, the conversation there really, it not warranted. It not good, you know. But here are SportGlobe fans. That's my view on the thing, you know. So you can leave your comments as well because I think that is very harsh coming from a man who we perceive to be is a Jamaican legend, is a basketball legend, is a sports legend. When I expect them kind of conversation there because most of the sports people, even in the US, come from underprivileged communities. So that's not nice. So yeah, what? But yeah, what? I'm going to leave the video based on what I'm talking about, based on what I'm saying on the podcast. And also I'm going, you know, you can leave your comments with us as well here on SportGlobe because this is our game, you know. This is our culture. This is our globe. So you can always leave yours. Let us know what you think or how you feel about what Mr. Legendary Patrick Ewing, the man from New York Knicks legend, yeah, think about his background, where he comes from, and that he would have ended up dead or in prison. Not sound good at all, at all. No good. And it's not that we have to say everything great and great to Jamaica, but at the same thing all over the world. Youth are youth and youth to do everything. But at the same time, youths out there are doing lots of great stuff and not ending up in prison and not ending up dead. All right, so leave your comments and remember to like the page and support us and keep supporting us. As I said, this is our game, this is our culture, and it is our globe. Let's continue to support it. SportGlobe, one SportGlobe.
Oh yeah, I mean, my mama and father, you know, they've passed away, and my mom was not able to see the fruits of her labor. She died when I was going into my junior year of college.
Wow.
And my dad, so he was able to see it. He was able to see what I was able to become. And every time I go back home to Boston, I go to when I go to their gravesite, I always say thank you, you know, thank you, because I knew that if I had stayed in Jamaica, the opportunities that I would have had wouldn't have been the same. I would have went down the wrong road. I would have been either dead or in jail. So moving here and, you know, fall in love with the game of basketball, that changed my life and my family's life.
I'm gonna tell you what, you would have been dead in jail for sure, because ain't no criminal 7'2". They don't have.
He ain't stealing nothing, sneaking nowhere.
It's him.
The big guy.
They be like,
the long one.
Description: 7 foot.